Good morning and welcome to ASI's Tuesday Morning Show, where ASI's most outspoken editors talk promo products. I'm Melinda Legos, editor-in-chief of ASI's magazines, and we have a very special editor here today, Chris Ruvo from Advantages Magazine.
Yeah.
How are you, Chris?
Oh, I'm pretty good, Melinda. How are you?
Good. What are you working on these days for Advantages? You got a lot of stories you're working on.
We just put together a fun story about mega deals. So it's deals about involving orders of 6-7 figures. You could read about it in this month's issue.
And I see you're also working on a story about custom products.
Yeah, giving you advice on how you can basically encourage customer loyalty by doing custom items for them, and those deals are big money deals too, so stay tuned for that as well.
All right, so you're on the big money beat right now, I guess.
Absolutely.
All right, so check out Advantages Magazine for those articles upcoming. But we have a great guest on the radio show this morning. It's Nicole Mcnamee. She's National Sales Manager for Boundless Network. She's got a lot of colorful things going on. I can't wait to interview her. Nicole works with Fortune 500 clients and is a master when it comes to prospecting in the digital age. So good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, thanks. How are you guys?
Good. Well, thanks for being on the show today. Now, I had to start with this question because I found this. I think you're the first person I know who's done this. You apparently were Smokey the dog, the famed mascot at the University of Tennessee. So what did that experience teach you about sales, and how is that? What do you draw on that experience to help you in your career? Smokey the dog. I like that.
Yeah. That had to be the first question, you know. There's no way around it.
It generally is. I tried out as a joke. I was never a mascot in high school or anything like that.
Now, what did the tryout consist of for this?
You had to try out in costume with pre-recorded music and copy, and you had to motivate a crowd.
Okay.
I think it taught me that you can do anything you want if you try hard enough.
Uh-huh.
And I realized that it was my first, in hindsight, it was my first experience of trying to win people over and influence people.
Sure.
So there's nothing greater than getting a big crowd to do what you want them to do.
Yeah, that's hard work, too. What were some of your tricks to get the crowd going?
I mean, just anything, dancing around like a fool, basically.
Yeah,
that usually works. It works in our office too.
Yes. The Smokey would. The only thing I had to be careful about is Smokey was a male dog, and so sometimes when I would throw pom poms into the crowd, they would say Smokey throws like a girl. So I just had to be careful about that.
Oh,
you had to practice that throwing arm.
You got to stretch beforehand. That always helps,
Yeah.
But all right, let's put Smokey behind us, though, and move on to what you're doing now, which is having a lot of success in the promotional products world. And we understand that one of the ways that you've kind of generated that success is through this unique prospecting method that has a very scary name, stalking for business. Can you tell us a bit about what that entails and why it works for you?
Yes, it is a scary name. My coworkers and I joke that I'm a cyber stalker. It's really process oriented. So I guess I can narrow it down to a couple of steps. So Chris, for you, for example, if I wanted to call on you, I would first follow you on Twitter and research you and find out what you're into.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would second, I'd see if you're going to speak somewhere locally or nationally, and I'd go see you in action. So generally, my marketing buyers that I'm targeting at big companies, they're public speakers in some form or fashion, either about their industry or about something they're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
So then once I see them in person, I'll try to talk to them afterwards or just casually, say, great speech. I bump into them, they think I'm someone out in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So then after that, I'll connect with them on LinkedIn and again say, it's great to meet you today, your speech. I don't ask for any kind of business yet.
Okay.
Then now I'm in their news feed on LinkedIn, or maybe I followed them on Twitter, maybe they followed me back by now, and I'm promoting what I do and what I'm passionate about, and they might see me on their feed. So after a couple of months, Then I check in for an appointment. I kind of go in for the sale and get that call. And 9.9 times out of 10, they go for it. They'll see me because now we've established, I see them in person. We're into the same things. We both like the Humane Society or wherever it was that they were. Okay. And it's, it's a little creepy. I wouldn't really tell them that that's my process.
Right,
but,
right.
No, but it's smart. I mean, people like to do business with people they feel like they relate to and they know. And if they feel like they already know you, I can see why they would, why that would work. Now, what do you, what do you tell people who say, oh, well, that's just too much time. I don't have time to spend doing all this.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, but I guess your success rate would be
I was going to say 9.9%
Yeah.
success rate.
It's a process, especially at the big accounts. I'm not going after Joe's Auto Body down the street. I'm trying to get into, Fortune 100 companies. So you've got to really take your time to get into those types. And there's a lot of noise in the marketplace of people that are trying to sell them all sorts of things. So, you've got to figure out a way to break through the clutter in your own unique approach.
Sure. That's smart. When you tweet, by the way, do you, what types of things do you tweet about? Or is it, do you have any kind of formula for how you do that?
I'm still learning. It's always evolving, isn't it?
It is.
I try to measure, I tag individuals, I tag companies that I'm tweeting about. I love it when comedians might retweet or I tag anybody that might be interested in, for example, one I'm going to do today is about the Thermos product. So I'll tag Thermos and I'll tag Gemline and ASI, anybody that'll listen and might retweet it, and a couple of my coworkers, and just try to get some activity out there.
That's cool. Nicole, you mentioned, major clients. I think you said Fortune 100. We know that you're working with Fortune 500 clients. How did you earn these accounts? Was it through that method that you described? Was there other tactics or strategies that you used to basically turn these guys into your customers?
In general, the strategies are just constantly networking and I never take no for an answer. So they may say no, they're not going to talk to me, but I just internalize that as not now. Okay. They're not ready now. So I will try for years. Somebody, a dollar store chain that I recently started working with, I've been trying to get them for 5 years. So
is that right? Okay.
It's just it takes a while, and you just never give up, and rely on a variety of communication. So some people don't like receiving phone calls. Others get too many emails. So maybe you call them on Tuesdays. One time you call them on a Tuesday at 3:00. The next month you might email them on a Thursday. And just keeping up with your different methods of reaching out to them.
And when you're reaching out to them, how are you coming up with unique angles to approach them with? Because I imagine you're not going back each time and saying, "Hey, hoping you want to buy from me now. Are you ready?" What's kind of your approach each time?
You have to find something in common with them. You have on the phone. Maybe you have 5 seconds to win them over if they answer. On the email, your first sentence has to be impactful. So for me, it depends on the person and just really understanding the buyer. What they're, maybe they're Tennessee fans. So of course I'm going to jump right in and say, "I was Smokey."
That mascot gig just keeps paying over and over, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it depends. It's harder for some people. Even on the first sales call, they may finally give you that appointment, but they don't want to see you, or they're busy, or there's many more pressing issues for a marketing buyer than just promo products. So you just have to relate to them, and even if it's woman to woman, "Oh my gosh, those are great shoes." Okay. You have to connect with them. You
can compliment my shoes too. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
They could use a polish today. Don't look, Melinda.
I'm looking.
But all right, so that's how you're getting some of these guys. How are you keeping these A-list clients loyal to you? What are some things you do to encourage that loyalty?
Well, I'll be honest. They come and go, and I've when a big contract comes in and they say we can't work with you anymore, it's heartbreaking, and but you stay on it, and you still, when those buyers get married, you still send them a wedding present with their married name monogrammed, or a baby present, and you still stay in their feed, and you keep delivering products, and they come back because they remember your service and that you're an expert in your field. And there's clients that I've had for 10 years that, it seems like every 3 years they get a reorg, and the buyers aren't the buyers anymore, or they lose their jobs, and I'm there to help them find new ones, because we're in a unique position of knowing a lot of marketing buyers across industries.
Sure. Now, we talked a little bit about social media earlier. You obviously have a very active blog, so tell us about the blog and what you're trying to accomplish with it.
So I try to keep in contact. I have about 2,000 buyers around the world, and it's very difficult to call them or even email them on a regular basis. So I wanted to come up with a way to stay in front of them and show them, my face and my voice and products I love. So the video blog was born, the Promo Diaries, and I wasn't ever a blogger before. I've never built my own website or anything like that. So I had to, I contracted out to get some help on getting it set up and teaching me how to make it work and edit the posts and all that myself. But I just wanted to be able to spread the word about my favorite products as fast as possible to as many people as possible, anyone that will listen.
And the content that's on there, can you just tell us a bit about it? What you're spotlighting products, but it isn't just products. There's unique angles and little insights that you make as well. Can you tell us about how that adds value?
Yes, there's different reasons that I love different products, and they don't always appeal to everybody. So, for example, I recently did a Bear Grylls spoof, and half my clients probably don't even know who Bear Grylls is. But it's fun, and I love the Canyon Outback products that I featured in that. But they were rifle cases, and I don't own a rifle personally, and it's out of my normal element of promoting rifle cases. But I do have some manly man type buyers. I'm here in the South, and hunting season is upon us.
Sure.
And I wanted to appeal to that audience, as well as the normal females that I call on that have beautiful shoes.
Gotcha. You mentioned seasons, and we're heading into the holiday season, and it's kind of already begun for our industry. A lot of the buying that goes on. What are some tips you can offer for sales pros to help them make the most of the opportunities that come around this time of year?
I really rely on my vendors to help me with closeout products that are good deals. We get flyers regularly, and I'm trying to push some of the closeout specials this time of year because, of course, in a couple of months they'll be gone, and encourage pre-ordering, pre-planning for the closeouts now.
All right, very good. And what's a tip or two that you can offer for industry veterans, maybe people who've been at this a while, but who are struggling a bit to adapt to, say, the new market, the digital age, if you will, as comfortably as you have with your blog and your social media presence and your kind of digital way of prospecting? What are some tips that they can use, practical tips, to kind of jumpstart where they're at?
Yeah, I think that it's definitely important to evolve to the changing buyer and the younger buyers. 10 years ago when I started, all the buyers were my age, and they keep getting younger. You've got to contract out what you're not good at. If you're not savvy on Twitter yet or Facebook, you should get help. Maybe it's ask your kids to get you set up, and then learn it and do a little bit. And also, if you have younger buyers that are buying from you regularly, ask them what you think that you could do better. It's amazing. We're working with marketers all day long. They're always open for giving feedback. On my blog, I always ask my buyers, hey, take a look at this link. I think you'll be interested. And also, let me know what I can do better on my blog that would make this more appealing to you.
Okay. Okay, great. Well, those are some tips for veterans. We have a lot of new people entering the industry. What's the top tip you can give someone who's just starting out? Maybe they're in their first year in the industry and trying to gain clients. What one thing should they be thinking about right now?
I remember when I first started, and 100% commission was really tough, and there wasn't any money there to go anywhere or to attend those $35 luncheons. But it's really important to save up and do that, to attend them and take. Got to have your business cards, of course, but you need to have a bag full of pens, your favorite pen, with your logo and your phone number on it, and just invest in your self-promos and attending events.
And, your stalking for business approach and the social media, I mean, that's just time, but a lot of that is free in terms of, doing quick research and things like that through social media. So that seems like a really smart tool for newbies to embrace as well.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nicole. Nicole Mcnamee from Boundless Network. Great advice today. Thanks for your help, and we hope to speak with you again on the show soon.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Nicole.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. We are out of time, so thanks for listening to ASI Radio, and tune in next Tuesday for another surprise guest, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
You'll have to tune in to find out who it is. Have a great week, everybody.